Hey, everybody. Hello. My name is Chris. That's Jim McCormick. Hi, Jim.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. Hello. And we are here to talk you through your wagering experience of week 12. It's actually something, Jim, we probably don't do enough conversation about. The wagering experience, especially, DraftKings is our sponsor. So no, we're not talking about like being in the casino. We're talking about sitting there with your phone and feeling your knuckles begin to like tense up because you're holding your phone too hard as you're watching these games.
You're just staring at like Taylor Heineke overs, and you're just like, "What? How did I end up here in my life?" Like,
this is a bad life choice. Taylor Heineke with a lovely glass of Heineke, right?
Yes.
We decided that was a very metallic tasting beer.
It is.
Yeah, so we are here to pick the week 12 games. We'll review week 11. Once again, Jim falls ass backwards into a winning week. 8-6. I went 6-6. Why didn't I pick the two games that I stayed away from? I feel very hard done by and hold Dave Piper personally responsible for the ridiculous Browns cover against the Bills. However, my best bet was the Vikings, so not so good there. Does it not count as a best bet if your team loses by 37? I think the line was 38. I forget, Jim. What was your best bet last week?
My best bet was
Giants?
No. Was it the Browns? Who was it? Cincinnati.
Oh, it was the Bengals.
And they
So
covered. They covered. So, yeah.
You nailed it. And I was on the other side in that game. So well done by you. Well done in general.
My first win in like 7 or 8 weeks. So I just want to say.
Best bet-wise. Here's what I would say is just the way you can tell that you're going to get a good result out of Jim's pick in any particular game. This is my tutorial for the rest, watching the rest of the program, is the more he gives you evidence that he's going to pick one team and then accidentally all of a sudden picks the other team, the better the pick.
It always works. It's like
for sure. We're right in. We also have a full slate, 16 games for the first time in like, I don't know, 2 months, maybe. I can't. The season kind of bleeds together. And then we also have 3 Thanksgiving games, and I'm going to ask you many turkey themed. I'm not going to do that at all. I have nothing related to turkey for you. I'm a vegetarian. I'm not going to be eating dead birds. That doesn't sound good to me.
No.
But you will be. And let's talk about the games on Thursday before we do anything else. Let's talk about the games. No, wait, actually, we should say who our best bet person was last week down in the comments. I didn't forget to ask this time, so Piper is completely off the hook. The name of the person, Jackson Swinkle, had the Bears +3. I did too, and they covered. I think he probably had +3.5, and they covered with 3. But that's what I had. So good job, Jackson. And we're going to ask you to, everybody, put your best bet down in the comments and persuade everybody that you know more than we do, because you probably do. Let's talk about the Thursday games. The first one, as is tradition, it'll be 10 a.m. here in California, probably 9:30 in the morning out here in California. I'll already have a drumstick in each in my ears and face and everything, obviously.
Double drumstick.
That was definitely a drumstick motion. This is a drumstick motion for sure. We got the Bills. We have a huge over-under. The Bills are 10-point favorites on the road, although it's their new home stadium and they're facing the Lions. Who you got, Jim?
It is. I don't know what Buffalo's accent is. It doesn't sound like Detroit's, I bet, but I feel like these are sister cities, kind of like Erie's older brother kind of thing.
All right. And that means I'm taking the...
Yeah. No, I'm taking the Lions. It's too many points at home. So, yeah.
I think I am too. Is it the over/under on DraftKings is in the 50s?
Yeah.
It's like in the Yeah. I think I'd be on the under, but which probably means they're going to be a million points. Have you thought that? I mean, you got to watch. Did you get? I should say, did you get to watch the Bills-Browns game?
I did. I got to watch the condensed version. So for some reason they skip half the plays too in those. So that's weird.
They don't.
I know.
They don't. I mean, Buffalo's offense doesn't look
it's out of
great.
sync.
Like I'm surprised I'm surprised the line. I thought it would be like 7. So I'm with you. I'm going to be on the Lions, and we are doomed. When we align on a game,
34-0.
Foolish. Yeah. Hello, Vikings. Hello. Good to see you. We've got the Giants coming to Dallas, and the truth about these teams feels like it's being revealed now. The last time they played, Cooper Flush or some dude was playing, and it doesn't matter because now it's Dak Prescott. The line is high. It's 9.5. It's not quite 10, but I think the network executives are telling us to get really drunk, which that actually sounds good to me, and just be sober for the Patriots game later. But who do you got if the Cowboys are giving 9.5?
Yeah, see, this is like the lines all season have been suggesting that the floor, like that everything was going to fall out for the Giants. I don't know what the floor falling out even means. That's like a sinkhole, which is possible in parts of North Jersey. So I'm gonna. But speaking of sinkholes, the Giants, right? So
speaking of sinkholes,
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna give the points. It's a lot of points, but I'm gonna give the points. I think they could easily blow them out here. So.
All right. Well, it would have been funny if you'd said that and then picked the Giants. That would have been very on brand for you.
Yep.
But in fact, we agree on this one too. I said it at 10, so I don't think it's like outrageous. Right. But if it's at 9.5 and I said it at 10, then I have to take the Cowboys. And it feels a little like overreactive. Do you feel that way?
Week,
I just saw the Cowboys be great and the Giants kind of puke all over themselves. And if Saquon can't run against the frickin' Lions, then what choice does he have to run against the Cowboys? Like, there's a lot of stuff that you tell yourself and then your stupid, simple brain like gets it completely wrong and you read too much into week 11. But I'm just not feeling great about it, but I am going to be on the Cowboys. And then the nightcap, the footy pajamas. The Patriots are going to Minnesota. This one looks like the real game, but I don't know if the teams are good.
Right.
However, the Vikings are favored by a field goal at home.
Right. Not to go back too far, but also the Giants are just super banged up. We didn't talk about that part. Like they're missing like their entire secondary. So like
and that's why I'm picking the Patriots.
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of that, Mac Jones' timing is funky. And I somehow feel like Kirk Cousins and him should have like a dance off and it's determined.
Oh.
But Kirk Cousins might be a better dancer than him right now. But that could be experience. And I'm going to give the points with Minnesota here. The thing is that the Vikings haven't given up a touchdown. I mean, the Patriots haven't given up a touchdown in a month, which is incredible.
Yeah.
They've also faced like Zach Wilson the entire time.
Ellinger.
Yeah. Somehow. So I just feel like this Vikings team doesn't have to score a ton to win this, and I think the line reflects that. Like it's going to be a tight game, but I think they win by more than a kick. So.
It's a really suspicious line.
It is.
It's really doesn't make a ton of sense, except for the Vikings look like they did last week. And the particular way they looked was, they're missing the left tackle. He's almost certainly going to be out again. And they just, as much as we love to rag on Kirk Cousins and his death rocks,
right.
He must have gone through like a week's worth of death rocks in like one night after that game, for sure. He was just
flipping him,
tossing him. Yeah. There's a way here for the Patriots to stay close, and they probably will. The problem I have is that the Patriots have just as many offensive line problems.
Right.
And I don't know, you probably know better than I do, but do the Vikings have anything like the pass rush the Patriots? The Patriots pass rush is better, but like the Vikings can rush
a little bit. They have Zadarius Smith. They added. He's been really good this year. He's been a big get. And then there's the Danielle Hunter. So like they have guys. Yeah.
Right. They have guys, and the linebackers maybe not great, but the defensive line pretty good. I feel like everything you can say that can go wrong for the Vikings can easily go wrong for the Patriots, and the Vikings just have playmakers. So if I'm the barometer out there for people, because I've been on the Patriots and picking them correctly for a while now. I think we go Vikings here. We'll get to the main slate on Sunday and all the rest of the games in a second. Let's thank DraftKings because, as we said earlier, there'd be no show without DraftKings. If you're holding out and you're looking for a place where you can play the games, if you're going to be watching these games on Thursday, maybe your fantasy team isn't doing so well. Jim knows nothing about that in large. Mm-hmm. His fantasy team in large is
500.
Great. But if you're looking for a reason to like have a rooting interest in Vikings Patriots and you don't really care otherwise, but you're going to be watching it, it's fun. Put down $10 on the game. It gives you a rooting interest. They have a promotion going on where you can actually make a $5 bet, just heads up, independent of point spread, just pick the winner. And if you win, it's sort of an entree into the app. They give you $150 worth of free bets to then play around with and play. Eventually that money becomes yours. All we really ask by way of supporting this show and making sure that it stays around is please do use the promo code HarrisTube when you sign up. That's not a disgusting thing that I do in private. It's actually just the promo code, and we would love it if you would use the code HarrisTube when you get that DraftKings app and get those that $5 free bet that can turn in $5 free bet, the $5 bet that can turn into $150 if you win straight up. Thank you very much, DraftKings. And if you want to support me and Jim and Dave doing this stupid show, even, we just love it if you download the app and use the code Paris too. All right. You ready? You ready to move on?
Do this.
All right. There's no Munich game. There's no Switzerland game. There's no Southeastern Russia game. It's all just pure American Thanksgiving weekend football. So excited to sleep on Sunday a little bit. We've got the Texans are traveling to Miami, and I don't think that people think this is going to be a very good game because the Dolphins are favored by 13.
This is like the bong hit face mask game, like the Laramie Tunsil full circle. The moment that changed the Dolphins' fate. Is this too many points for the Dolphins? Because I've been on them all year. I love the Dolphins, but I saw this and just said that's too many points. So I'm taking Houston. I think there's a way that they stretch this out the way they did with the Eagles and just try to slow it down. And they're bad. Houston's bad. 13 is just a lot of points. I think there's a lot of paths to covering. So
13's a lot of points, and I'm going to give them, I said it at 14. I don't think it's outrageous, but of all the, it's funny, all the metrics, if you want to go by metrics, everybody go, oh, Texans, really, really tough team to throw against. I don't know if you're going to be able to get anything done via the air. No, it's just that everybody has run. Right. So statistically, relatively speaking, but and I'm sure the Dolphins will run some, but you know what they're definitely going to do? I
score.
This feels like a huge blowout to me. Again, I'm not pounding the table. This is nothing close to my best bet. I hate giving this many points, but I am going to give them. The Bengals. This is maybe my favorite game of the weekend. The Bengals go to Tennessee, and cousin Josh now is giving out one DraftKings pick per week on the podcast. And this, I don't want to spoil or anything, but I think probably the podcast has posted by now. This is his game. He, like me, tried to guess the line beforehand and said, all right, the Titans are probably favored by 2.5, 3. And then he saw that actually the Bengals on the road are favored by 1.5, and I'm confused, and I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, I think people forget because of the outcome that Tennessee sacked Burrow 9 times last year in that playoff game. That's a lot. I wish I had the Gary drop 9, and say that. But in the end, Tennessee is just good. Tennessee's good. So, and the Bengals might not be that good. So I'll take the point.
And that's why I'm taking the Bengals. Come on, do it one time.
One time. I know. I've been too reasonable. But it's just that I'm going with Ryan Tannehill. He's playing well. I know that sounds crazy.
Oh, I mean, if there's ever a quarterback you can rely on, it's Ryan Tannehill. There you go.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
They just have a formula to beat this team. So, yeah.
I think what you said is the wrongest thing that anyone's ever said ever. Just that last little bit is the wrongest thing. They have a formula to beat this team. No, they have a formula, period. And if it happens to beat the team they're playing,
they like to play.
I mean, I'm being facetious. I'm on the exact same side as you are, and you said it right. But the fact is that the formula is the same.
Right.
It was the same against Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be the same against Joe Burrow.
Street fight.
It's just get after the quarterback and run with Derrick Henry and grind you down. And I've told the story many times, but Chris Raybon, whom we love, comes on the podcast this summer, and we're talking season-long stuff, DraftKings type stuff. And he's like, "You're crazy. Tennessee stinks. Indianapolis definitely wins the division. Yada yada, all that stuff." And I made the mistake of saying, they win. They win close games, and he's like,
"It's not predictive."
Hold on, I got to interrupt you. There's no such thing as clutch. There's been statistically proven. And my thing is, no, you missed my point. I'm not saying they're better in the clutch than anybody else, but they are not trying to score 30 points.
Right.
There's no part of them that is interested in scoring.
It's like a boxing thing.
But their style works against kind of everybody. Yeah. In the end, the reason why the Titans wind up losing really has nothing to do with, they ran into the wrong style. Mm-hmm. It just boils down to somebody made a play, and then Ryan Tannehill had to make a play, and that's the position at which Ryan Tannehill finds a way to somehow impale his penis with a large metal stake, and everybody's like, "Where'd the stake come from?"
But he still looks good doing it. He's just
very handsome, very handsomely impaled penis.
Yeah, it's that's an oddly calm face there, buddy. He's like, "I'm prepared."
Yeah, it's numb below the waist. I'm good.
Is this right, Garrett? Yes.
So yeah, we're both on Tennessee, and and we'll see how that goes. Not going to be my play of the week, but I do like that one. All right, the two very good defenses against two not so good offenses. The Broncos are traveling across the country. Remember when that was a big thing that handicappers would say, well, they're traveling across the country. No longer. You don't hear that too often among the wise guys any longer. They're visiting Carolina. And on the road, of course, Russell Wilson is a 2.5-point favorite.
They have to connect in Indianapolis, though, is the bad thing that Denver does.
Right. It's just a punishment. Yeah. Melvin Gordon actually set the agenda before he got released.
It's to walk Russell's dogs. But Sam Darnold made me do this. And it's like Carolina's like bad quarterback quantum leap. Like Chad Henne's going to show up. John Kitna is starting in a couple weeks. Like,
are they all inside of Sam Darnold's body, though? Isn't that what quantum leap is?
Exactly. Yeah. And so they're bringing it back, so it's still irrelevant. And I'm gonna give the points on the road here, just because it's small enough. This is a kick. It's a kick game.
Denver -2.5. I am also Denver -2.5. I said it at 3. Here's I just don't see the way. Like, these defenses are both really legitimately good, and if they were attached to real offenses, that team would be a Super Bowl contender. But I don't trust Carolina's offense with the quarterback as it is. We could get Sam Darnold. It's possible. He won some games last year. Like, I would say he's almost got to be better than what Baker Mayfield, or else they're going to give him more to do than what Baker Mayfield's been given to do. But I'm also on Denver. Bears traveling to the Jets, and now we are dealing with an impediment to accuracy here, because as of our recording this, we really have no idea about Justin Fields, and that's clearly what the line is going to be based on. I looked at this line originally as the line that we're going to use for the purposes of this show, and saw Jets -4.5, and I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, that line almost certainly assumes no Justin Fields, doesn't it?
Right. That's what I thought the second I saw it, that this has to bake that in, and maybe it's ready to go to 6 if it's declared out, but I think this is also maybe closer to where it actually is. Like, it's a 5-point line.
You think if Fields is in, you think it's a 5-point line?
No. If Fields gets ruled out, I'm saying before kick, I can see this moving to 6. I'm saying.
Okay, but what I'm asking is, if Fields gets ruled in, where do you think it goes?
3.
Oh, I think it goes to like 1.
1. Okay, yeah. Well, my point is that I think they're baking it in. They're getting a lot closer. They're getting closer to the actual outcome. So it's not some wild, race. So you also can't like middle the hell out of this game. So I just think that it's going to be the Jets. I just think it reads to me. I'm going to take the hunch. Justin Fields either doesn't play or can't play the way that he's supposed to. So.
Right. This is the Baker Mayfield injury, and I said on the podcast, it's like, we blamed all of last year. Dave Piper was very charitable to Baker Mayfield last year. Well, his non-throwing shoulder was separated, so I'm sure that's what it was. And it turns out it wasn't. It turns out he just blows. So I'm not going to play it. I'm going to, even though I didn't guess the line, I'm going to use one of my exceptions. It's my show. Darn it. I'm allowed to do what I want. But I would have a tendency to be on the Jets, even if Fields plays, because the line will go lower. Right. Jets defense is another one. There are a lot of pretty good defenses on some pretty mediocre teams this year. Like, the Jets defense is
really good
and legit.
Yeah.
And so I would tend to be on the Jets. No play for me. And Jim actually is on the Jets. Guaranteed then that the Jets cover.
Obviously.
I'm just going to get out of the way. My second no play, I got the line exactly right between Falcons and Commanders. The line is Commanders -4.
Heineke's really bad. And I'm still gonna get. Well, he's not very good. He throws it up there. He kind of just throws it up there. And
he didn't last week, though. Last week he didn't do much of anything. He had one. His first pass could have been intercepted, but after that he just couldn't.
Yeah, I don't mean he throws it up there aggressively. I'm saying whenever he has to try to make a play, it kind of just looks like a guy throwing at a Buick.
And also, do you know, because he's shorter, do you notice they definitely taught him to throw upwards? Yeah. Like, arch your whole baddie back.
He's got a little bit of a track and field form going. But even this is one of my classic things. We're gonna talk about how bad he is, and I'm gonna go with the Commanders.
Boom! There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
I did it.
Lock of the. If this isn't your lock of the week, listeners or viewers down in the comments.
The Commanders. Probably the only team in the league that still has 4 Loco in the locker room, and they've just been playing
Taylor
really good
Heineke
defense.
I just figured it out. Taylor Heineke is the living, walking embodiment of a Four Loko sponsor.
He is.
Oh my god, or like a endorser, celebrity endorser. Oh my god,
he's a neck tattoo for Britney Spears. So
he is 100%. Like if Aaron Rodgers' arm tattoo somehow took human form, it would be Taylor Heineke.
There we go. It's a vague, like Chinese script.
Right.
That's Taylor Heineke.
Vaguely wise.
Yeah.
Vaguely wise, but in the end turns out to mean nothing.
Got it from a Guns N' Roses album cover, and but I just think this watching Montez Sweat is like probably the best player that no one talks about. He's like maybe all
good
pro.
Defense.
So yeah.
Good defense. I'm not calling it because I got the line exactly right. Buccaneers travel to Dave Piper's Cleveland Browns, and let's face it, I think what we really want to know is what Piper thinks, and he's not going to tell us. But I'm gonna answer as Piper once you give your answer. I'm not going to do his voice because it's a very distinctive voice. Everybody who watches The Silliest Thing, watch The Silliest Thing that Dave saw in Week 11. It's a Nick Sirianni clip. It's very funny. He's linking to it right now, I'm pretty sure. But the line is Buccaneers favored by 3.5 on the road at Cleveland.
This game is like that rare moment before you get the really bad person at quarterback. You know, it's like that special. You're on the precipice. It's like the weekend before your uncle's third wedding, and it's just like we're doing this again. But the Browns are really bad. I don't want to shock people. I know they covered last week, but they're literally 32nd in EPA for play on defense. That like. They're bad. Their rush defense is terrible. I think this is a weirdo Rashad White spot. I think the Bucks cover and win, obviously.
So I'm going to answer as Piper. We got no chance. It's Brady. I hate Brady. I've hated Brady my whole life. He only ever breaks my heart. This is how Piper talks about his beloved Cleveland Browns. I think I'm going to take Cleveland. Oh, why am I going to do this? But if it were a field goal, I would have said it's a push. I guessed it at 3. I don't know. I know Cleveland's not very good, but is Tampa good? I don't know.
They're not that good, but Hakeem Hicks changes their defense a lot. Like he's one of those like he's like one of those weirdo on-off players. You know, like when he's on, things just click a lot. Yeah. Their defenses actually can stop the run. I think if you can do anything close to that with Cleveland, then it's just like. But the Jacoby Brissett is made for one final bad movie, I guess. I don't know. So.
And one final bad drive where they're losing by 10, but he drives them down with 5 seconds to go, and by golly, scores the covering touchdown.
Yep.
I'm on the Browns. I'll tell you why. Because I don't think they'll stop Nick Chubb. Because I don't think Nick Chubb tends to get stopped.
Yes.
So I'm going to be on the Browns. Yeah. And the two of you guys are wrong. Both of you. Because I hear you in my ear, Piper. I know you think the Buccaneers are covering, but I'm on the Browns. All right, the Ravens, also known as Browns once upon a time, they're going to Jacksonville. They're 4-point favorites on the road.
I mean, Art Modell. Got to go to Moe's. The Ravens aren't very good either. I've been trying to get behind them, but they're just not that good right now. I'm going to take the points at home. I usually wouldn't do this, but I had this at 3 points, so I'm going to go with the Jags.
I had it at 5, so I'm going to go with the Ravens. We're finding enough differentiators that obviously this year, guys, you should probably be following Jim's when we disagree, not me. Yeah. But I agree that offensively they have issues. Mm-hmm. I think those issues get solved. I think they're just like throwing stuff against the wall offensively. Like this week, it was Demarcus Robinson. Sure, why not? And like he gets 9 catches, and then it's going to be like Steve Smith's going to unretire and come play for them. And, eventually, it'll be Lamar and Mark Andrews, and are the Jags the team that can punish you on either side of the ball? Offense is interesting because Etienne's been pretty good. Christian Kirk's been pretty good, but. Yeah, I agree with you. The Ravens are not a Super Bowl contender as currently constituted. I still think, I don't know.
This line's
home dogs have been good this year.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be on the Ravens here. The Raiders go play in a game that I think will be a shootout against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah. This I was surprised that I thought this total would be in the 50s, but it's high 40s. I think the Raiders can keep pace in this one. I just think it's a kicking game. It's going to come down to a last drive. It just is. These two, a Geno Smith, Derek Carr game is coming down to some ridiculous, terrible Matt Stafford type. Here's their record in 2-minute game stats. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that stat's going to happen. Minus 280 for that stat. And
Matt Stafford has a concussion. He's literally watching this going, ow, my head.
Yeah,
what did I do?
And he has a red Solo cup still. And it's like, what's happening?
Right. He's like, ow, my head, only with one hand. That's
yes. Fair. Yeah. But so, I'm going with the Raiders. I don't know why, but I am. Yeah.
I feel much better about taking the Raiders because you have no idea why you're on them.
Yeah.
It's because
it's a one possession game, and I'd rather just take the team getting the points.
Yeah. It's your most clueless explanations that always work out right. So I'm like, woo, all right, I'm in. The very, very well reasoned ones.
Like Derek Carr fist pumping. I just envision it. You know what I mean?
I envision it too, but it usually involves
a loss. Yeah.
Or just, like being really psyched about Jesus. I think I'm sorry to say it.
Christian Rock is.
Yeah, it's like I think it's great that he is. I'm not judging it, but he is very psyched about. What's a good Christian rock band? Do you know one?
What was the one you were talking about before? Tannehill Scepter. That one. So
Tannehill Scepter is not. Dave Piper just whispered in our ear, Switchfoot? Is that what you said, Dave?
Switchfoot.
All right, yeah, we nailed one. This is not turning into
Creed.
I'm not.
I don't know.
Oh, Creed. Oh, yeah.
Did you ever hear? Hear the Creed? The Creed dude sang a song about the Florida Marlins, and all it is him just singing words about baseball. He's dug out. It's really good. So check it out.
Bears pass.
It's really good. It's really good.
All right, we have the Chargers are going to Arizona. This time Arizona is actually at home for the home game. And this line is also goofball because do we know if Kyler Murray's playing? I don't know, man. Like, okay, first of all, you tell me. So right now, as of our recording this, once again, we don't know about Kyler Murray as of our recording this. The line is Chargers on the road -4.5. Yes. Is that a line that says to you that Murray is playing or isn't playing?
Isn't playing.
Okay, yes. So you think that will shrink if Murray is playing?
Yes. Yeah, down to 3-ish. 3.5. Like a point.
Wow, really?
3?
Murray's only with a point? That's not right. It'll go 2 or 3.
2.5. 2.5. It's still going to be the Chargers favored, is the point, by around a kick.
Okay.
So,
all right.
A 1.5 is a lot. So,
All right. Who you got?
And what's Mary? I mean, come on.
What's Mary?
Yeah, Mary. Kyler Murray. I told you he's. Yeah.
Calamari.
Yeah, dude. This dude, he was in Caddyshack 3. But really, the Chargers are better. They're the better morons. They're more talented. I mean,
yeah.
It's just if these two were sitting next to each other, like they would lose every game show together, like every pyramid show. Yeah. Brandon Staley and Kingsbury.
let's do a Kingsbury Staley $20,000 pyramid like final. Here we go. I'll be the clue giver and you be the guesser. Okay, because this is exactly how it would go. A staircase, a button, my nose.
I'm Kingsbury, right? So I'm gonna say a brand new Panasonic sound system.
You're supposed to say things that are. Have you never seen this show before?
Things that are in my studio apartment. I don't have a studio apartment. I have a penthouse. That's a trick question. Sorry, go ahead.
No. Pass.
Things that are in Led Zeppelin albums.
A trophy, my toenail, the lady I just dated last night.
Things that are hanging.
And they wouldn't get any right, is the point. End scene. That was good once we figured out what we were doing. I am also on the Chargers at -4.5. The Saints are visiting the 49ers, who are getting a lot of respect in Vegas, favored by 9 points.
I mean, there was a time where I wasn't sure the Niners could score 9 points, and now they're giving 9 points every week. Only Andy Dalton makes this line possible. You know, he looked.
In all things, Andy Dalton is possible.
He also is that meme, that weird hipster meme, that side profile meme. He's that, but redheaded. So, but he pulls off the redhead thing.
Hey,
it's beautiful.
Watch it.
I said he's beautiful. I said he pulls it off really well. I was literally just saying it's luxurious. It looks like a.
I only dream of the beard that Andy Dalton can grow.
Oh
my beard is like 7 hairs, just like down my face.
Worthy of like a Stars show. You know, like I said, like a pirate show. Like nothing good, but like
That's fair. Andy Dalton's worthy of nothing good.
That's what I mean. That's Andy Dalton. But this is actually a game where this is too many points for me. I just think
too many points for me too. I think it's an overreaction to seeing all those weapons and, believing, oh, now Jimmy Garoppolo's fixed. Like, come on, aren't we going to know eventually that the chin eventually cuts through the football and whatever? I mean, like
he throws a pass and guy does like 3 flips and a spin move, and they're like, Jimmy.
Yeah, great job, Jimmy. What an amazing game you had with George Kittle running down the sideline and evading 700 guys.
Right.
I like, of course, this can go where they all score touchdowns on Garoppolo's. He has 10 pass attempts and there's 7 touchdowns, but I think the odds are that I would go with the Saints as well. The Rams are completely destroyed and decimated, and this line very clearly assumes there'll be no Matthew Stafford, and there will be no Matthew Stafford because let's have a heart here. Solo cup or no, he's seeing more solo cups than are on the table. Let's put it that way.
Sad. Yeah, get right, buddy.
He visits the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are giving 14.5.
Wow. It's so much that I just have to give it. It's like, this is ridiculous. Like, it's
there you go, number 2.
There you go. See, like,
yes.
It just assumes it's just so ridiculous. Like, well, here's the real reason. Walford is like really bad, and
is he playing? He has a neck injury, right?
Well, then who's it going to be? Like
Bryce Perkins, the guy who came in for him in this game.
We're making names up now. You know what I mean? So it's like
no, it's really Bryce Perkins.
I know,
it's really his name.
Sounds like a reliever for the A's. So like
he is. He actually does both.
There you go. Submarine.
And he's the fill-in host on the $20,000 Pyramid or whatever that show is.
There he goes. Yeah. He was considered to be the host between Anik and me, but
that's 3 people got that joke.
So
I'm 2 of them.
Casey just stumps. There's just a world where this is just ridiculous. So
yeah. So he's an option quarterback, and they're going to try to run, and they're going to try. They're not going to be able to. I wouldn't bet the farm on it. I don't know. It's very, very difficult to win by 14.5. Well, it's impossible to win by 14.5 in the NFL, actually. But I'm going to also give the points and take the Chiefs. So now we have the Sunday night game. The Packers are coming to Philadelphia. Aaron Rodgers will be filled with vegan turkey. I don't know what he eats on Thanksgiving. I have no idea, but it'll probably make him sick. And he has to. He actually is getting 7 points.
Yes, he is getting 7 points. I feel like it involves like burning sage and stuff like that, and
yeah,
and like he dresses up
staring at his
he watches The Crow and pretends to play the guitar, which like he can't do it. But I'm gonna take Green Bay here. It's just too many points. I think it's a tight enough game. The formula for them has worked against the Eagles this year, like reduce the game and make it gross. And most Green Bay games are gross. But the Eagles really shouldn't be given 7 in their current state. They're kind of flopping around a little bit. So,
see, I'm not going to fall for your tricks on this one. Yeah. I know what you're trying to do on this one.
Edge.
You're just trying to
but I really
subvert emotional expectations.
No, the Eagles are going to win. I think the Eagles win, but less than 7. So
okay. I said it at 8, so it's not like I feel strongly, but I am going to be on the Eagles. The real interesting thing is, this is about the Packers,
right?
The Eagles sort of are what they are, and the Packers are pretty good on defense, but not great. And you can score 28 points on the Packers. I think the Eagles will score 20. Mm-hmm. This really comes down to, are you going to try to do the milk the clock thing and just pray that you can win with 17 points? Because there's no path to them winning, and I don't even think covering.
Right.
So the question comes down to, do you believe in Christian Watson? Do you believe in
any of that offense?
A resuscitation of a actual big boy offense, and I'm going to say I don't. So I'm going to be on the Eagles. I kind of do. I actually kind of do. I'm just
Lazard's pretty bad. They're not that good. Yeah. So.
Yeah, but Watson is maybe pretty good. All right, Monday night. Wow, they're doing this to us. ESPN not maybe covering themselves in glory with some of these Monday games. We've got Steelers visiting the Colts. You could say to yourself, oh no, when they picked this game, it looked pretty good. And then I would say, did it really?
Trubisky, Matt Ryan. Like, what was the goal?
I don't think there was a path for this to be a good game. The Colts have all the way bounced back behind Jeff Saturday, no longer a joke. And honestly, maybe proving that head coaches are overrated in the NFL. And maybe it's not like chess in the press box. Like maybe it's not as hard to just never have done it and be okay at it. But the Colts are 2.5-point favorites against the Steelers.
I mean, you have to watch a video or something, right? Like Jeff Saturday had to watch some sort of it's like parachuting.
It's HR.
He had to watch.
No, it's just like an HR requirement. He had to watch
okay, and he probably just Irsay just was like, sign it.
Here's how you call a timeout.
Exactly.
And Saturday otherwise was like missing his hands. Like, oh, the timeout. What?
Saturday's been letting Irsay use his Netflix for 8 years, and it paid off so big. He got paid off.
I mean, yeah, it really did.
It probably messes up the suggested stuff really badly though. So, I have the algorithms all
just a lot of necklace programming.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the problem. And I don't mean necklace. I mean without neck.
Yeah.
A lot of what's the crumps or the clumps? So, yeah, the clumps. A lot of clump stuff on there.
Girthy necks going on here with Irsay. Yeah. He's a veiny neck guy, but I can't do this. I'm gonna take the points with Pittsburgh.
Wow.
I actually thought. I mean, I've been picking against them lately. No, actually, I picked them 2 weeks ago. But last week I picked against them. I think Pickett actually looked a little bit better. I don't know. No, he's still terrible. But also Pickens is good, and I just kind of think that they can keep this close enough. And Indianapolis isn't that good. I just don't think they're that good.
No, they're not.
They're one trick.
They're the right call here, and I think this is my best bet. I think I like the Colts kind of a lot.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Here's my logic.
Jeff Monday. How many times will they say that if they win?
It's a Jeff Monday victory. Jeff Monday.
Yeah. Yes.
I think the Steeler defense is definitely resuscitated for sure. I think, however, that the Colts defense is just as good. Colts defense is probably better, but better.
Secondary is awesome.
Better on the back end. Yeah, for sure. Better on the back end. Yeah. And so it comes down to two offenses. Do I trust them? Not particularly, but Colts offensive line's starting to play well. They have a real running back, and I'm not sure Najee Harris is one. And however bad Matt Ryan is, you can't sell me that he's worse than Kenny Pickett. They killed Kenny. So yeah, I feel like this should have been 6. I was really surprised. I was surprised at this line. So I get to be wrong all by myself on Monday night. So my best bet, it is in fact the Colts against the Steelers. I'm gonna give the 2.5. What's yours?
Mine is incredible because I am somehow going with Russell Wilson and Nathaniel Hackett for my best bet. I just think Sam Darnold is on fire, and Russell Wilson is bad, but he's not that. And I just don't think he's worst quarterback in the league level. And that's the kind of stuff that Darnold does. And if Darnold hasn't had an incredible change in his hair, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him since the last time I saw his hair. But if it still looks like he got kicked off of Dawson's Creek, then he's out. Then the Denver's going to win by 10. So,
Zach Wilson or Sam Darnold, most Dawson Creeky hair?
It has to be Darnold because Darnold's going for that strange SEC frat boy thing where it's coiffed and it hides grandparent secrets in there and stuff. It's bad. So
it hides terrible secrets.
Terrible
secrets, no question. I think that's going to do it for us. We'd love for you to let us know down in the comments what your favorite bet of the week is, of the lines that as we are given them for the purposes of midweek in the show. And we will pick out someone who got it right, and we'll shout you out next week. We hope that if you do look for a place to play, hopefully you'll get that DraftKings Sportsbook app and just put in the code HarrisTube. It's not obscene. It's just the code. And that'll give us a little credit. They'll make it makes it look like sponsoring the show worked. Did it work? I hope it worked. Yeah. I hope you're having fun. We are having fun making it. We hope that you stay safe if you're traveling for the holiday. Please don't do anything crazy, and get an Uber. Just get an Uber. If you've had a couple drinks, you feel like you're fine. Stupid. Just get an Uber. Be okay and be safe. And then we're gonna see you back here next week. Thanks for watching. Thanks so much for watching. Please, please, please smash that like button. write a comment, tell us who else you'd like to see us review film on, and of course, best of all, please subscribe to our channel and then click that little bell above the subscribe button and you'll be notified whenever we post a new video.